Stop for a second, because someone noticed something about you that you never thought mattered this much. Not your voice. Not your words. Not even your smile at first. It was the way you carried yourself through the world, the way you dressed when nobody important seemed to be watching. And what your soulmate secretly said afterward changed the energy around your name completely. You think people only notice expensive things, loud things, perfect things. But no. The soul notices details the eyes cannot explain. That is why this message found you tonight. There is a person connected to your future who has been silently studying your energy for longer than you realize. Not in an obsessive way. In a curious way. A deeply emotional way. As if every color you wear, every small style choice, every quiet expression hidden in your appearance tells a story about the person you are becoming. And what shocked them most was not your beauty. It was the contradiction inside you. Because one moment you appear distant, untouchable, almost mysterious. And then suddenly there is softness in the way you move. A gentleness hidden behind your confidence. Your soulmate noticed this instantly. They even tried to explain it to someone close to them, but the words came out incomplete. They said, "There's something about the way they dress that feels honest." Pause there for a moment. Do you understand how rare that statement is? In a world where so many people are trying to become someone else, your soulmate saw traces of authenticity in you. Even when you were not trying. Even when you doubted yourself. Even when you looked in the mirror and thought nothing about you stood out. But someone noticed. And what happened next becomes even more unexpected. Because after seeing you, your soulmate began comparing everyone else to your energy without meaning to. The way others tried too hard suddenly became obvious to them. The way some people copied trends without identity started feeling empty. Yet your presence stayed in their mind because your style carried emotion, not performance. Stay with this message a little longer, because the deeper truth has not arrived yet. There was one specific moment they cannot forget. You wore something simple. Maybe you almost changed before leaving. Maybe you thought nobody would care. But the second they saw you, something shifted internally. Not because of the clothing itself, but because your energy matched it perfectly. Your soulmate later described it as someone dressing like they already know where they belong in life. And that sentence haunted them afterward. Because they have met attractive people before. But your energy felt rare. It felt peaceful and dangerous at the same time. Like someone who has suffered quietly, yet still chose elegance instead of bitterness. What if I told you your soulmate noticed the hidden emotions behind your appearance more than the appearance itself? They noticed the resilience. The silent confidence. The exhaustion you sometimes hide behind looking composed. Yes, even that. Sometimes the soul reveals pain through beauty without realizing it. And your soulmate saw it. Not everyone can recognize depth. Many only see surfaces. But this person kept sensing there was a story behind your eyes. Behind the way you present yourself to the world. They began wondering what shaped you. What heartbreak refined your energy. What loneliness taught you how to become this calm version of yourself. And strangely, instead of running from that mystery, they felt drawn closer to it. Wait before you scroll away, because this next part matters more than you think. Your soulmate spoke about you when you were nowhere around. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Quietly. Carefully. Almost protectively. As if speaking too much about you would expose feelings they were not ready to admit yet. And the shocking thing they said was this: they don't even realize how unforgettable they are. The moment those words left their mouth, silence filled the room. Because the people around them expected compliments about looks. But instead, your soulmate described your presence like an experience. A memory. A feeling that stayed long after you disappeared. That is the difference. Many people are seen. Very few are remembered. And you, without realizing it, became unforgettable to someone who is deeply tied to your future path. But here is where the story turns. Your soulmate is beginning to understand something terrifyingly beautiful. The more they try to ignore you, the more details about you return to them. The colors you wear. The confidence in your walk. The softness hidden in your eyes when you think nobody notices. The balance between strength and gentleness that feels almost impossible to explain. You are becoming a thought they cannot silence anymore. And tonight, something inside them is changing because of it. The strange part? You may still think none of this is real. You may still underestimate the effect your presence has on people. But energy never lies. And before this story ends, an even bigger revelation is about to unfold about the exact outfit your soulmate can never stop thinking about. You will understand why soon. Not every connection begins with words. Sometimes it begins with a single glance that lasts half a second too long. And your soulmate is starting to realize that the moment they noticed the way you dressed, something irreversible quietly began inside them. Because after that day, they carried your image into places where you were not even present. Late at night. During conversations with other people. While pretending to focus on ordinary things. Your energy kept interrupting their thoughts without permission. And the strangest part? It was never about perfection. It was about the feeling you created without trying. There was one evening in particular that they replay in their mind over and over again. The lighting was ordinary. The moment itself looked small from the outside. Nothing dramatic happened. Yet your soulmate remembers exactly how you looked when you turned slightly away for a brief second, almost lost in your own thoughts. That moment shook them more than they expected. Because you looked peaceful and distant at the same time. As if part of your soul was somewhere far beyond the room you stood in. And suddenly they understood something terrifyingly beautiful. You are not dressing to impress the world. You are dressing according to the silent evolution happening inside you. Take a breath and listen carefully here, because this next truth matters. Your soulmate noticed that your style changes with your emotional energy. When you are healing, your appearance softens. When you are focused, your energy sharpens. When you are protecting your heart, even your colors become quieter somehow. Most people would never notice these things. But this person did. Without realizing it, they started reading your emotions through the smallest details. The way your sleeves moved when you crossed your arms. The way you adjusted your clothes when feeling uncertain. The way confidence suddenly appeared when you felt seen by the right energy. And one sentence escaped from them before they could stop it. I feel like they're becoming someone important. Those words were not about status. Not fame. Not money. Something deeper. Your soulmate feels your future before it fully arrives. That is why your presence unsettles them sometimes. Because every time they look at you, they sense momentum. Transformation. Destiny unfolding quietly beneath the surface. And here is the part nobody told you. Your soulmate secretly admires how you remain yourself in a world constantly pressuring people to perform. Even when trends change. Even when others copy each other endlessly. There is still something unmistakably you about your energy. That authenticity became addictive to them. Stay here a little longer, because the story becomes more emotional now. At one point, someone asked your soulmate a simple question about you. What do you even see in them? And for a moment, they could not answer. Not because they lacked feelings, but because what they feel for you cannot be explained logically. How do you explain the comfort of someone's energy? How do you explain the calm feeling that appears when they walk into a room? How do you explain why one person among millions suddenly feels familiar to your soul? Your soulmate struggled to find words. Then quietly, almost under their breath, they answered. They feel real. That answer surprised even them. Because deep down, they have met beautiful people before. Charming people. Interesting people. But your energy carries something rare now, sincerity mixed with mystery. And mystery is powerful when it is genuine. The more they notice you, the more curious they become about the life you lived before they met you. The heartbreaks that shaped your silence. The disappointments hidden behind your maturity. The dreams you stopped telling people about because too many misunderstood them. Somehow, they feel all of that without you speaking directly. That is why this connection is becoming impossible for them to ignore. And there is another detail they have never confessed openly. Sometimes they intentionally look away from you, because eye contact feels too intense. Yes. Even that surprises them. Because your energy carries emotional gravity now. A kind of quiet magnetism. Not loud attention-seeking energy, but the kind that slowly pulls people closer until they suddenly realize they are emotionally attached. Your soulmate is trying to understand why your presence affects them this deeply. And the answer is unfolding slowly. You remind them of the life they secretly wanted but stopped believing was possible. A peaceful life. An emotionally safe life. A meaningful connection untouched by games and performance. That is why even the way you dress feels symbolic to them. It represents honesty. Self-respect. Inner evolution. Quiet confidence. You became proof that softness and strength can exist together. And before this message continues further, hear this carefully. Do not shrink yourself to become easier for others to understand. The right soul was never looking for someone loud. They were looking for someone authentic. Someone whose energy speaks before words do. Someone exactly like you. And your soulmate is finally beginning to admit what they tried hiding for so long. They are no longer just noticing you. They are emotionally attached to the feeling you create inside them. If this message found you at the right moment, leave a comment below with the word aligned. Someone else reading your energy may need this reminder tonight. And if this story is touching something unexplainable inside you, stay until the end of this journey, because the next revelation changes everything. There is still one thing your soulmate has never told anyone about: the exact moment they realized you were becoming impossible to forget. And when you hear it, the entire connection will make sense. There is a moment your soulmate keeps hidden from everyone, a moment so small on the surface, yet so powerful that it changed the way they see you forever. And strangely, you probably do not even remember it happened. It was not during some dramatic conversation. Not during a perfect romantic scene. No. It happened in silence. You were simply existing, unaware that someone was watching your energy with complete attention. And in that moment, your soulmate realized something that genuinely frightened them. They were starting to care about you far more deeply than they planned to. Listen carefully now, because this part was never meant to reach ordinary ears. Your soulmate noticed the difference between how you dress when you feel emotionally safe, and how you dress when you are protecting yourself from the world. They began sensing patterns. Invisible emotional shifts hidden inside your appearance. When your heart feels heavy, your energy becomes quieter. When hope returns, there is suddenly lightness around you again. And the shocking part? They started waiting for those moments. Waiting to see your energy soften. Waiting to catch those rare seconds where your guard disappears and your real self shines through effortlessly. Because every time it happened, they felt something almost impossible to explain. Peace. Not temporary attraction. Not curiosity. Peace. And in today's world, peace feels rarer than beauty. That is why this connection keeps growing stronger behind the scenes. Your soulmate once tried distracting themselves from you. They told themselves they were imagining things. That maybe they were reading too deeply into your energy. Maybe your presence only felt special because of timing. But then something happened that erased all doubt. They saw someone dressed almost exactly like you. The same style. The same colors. The same aesthetic. Yet it felt completely different. Empty. Because it was never truly about clothes. It was always about the soul inside them. And suddenly your soulmate understood the truth they had been avoiding. Nobody carries energy the way you do. Pause here for a second. What if your soulmate was never attracted to your appearance alone? What if they were reacting to the emotional frequency you unknowingly radiate into the world? Because there is something about you that makes people feel emotions they cannot explain logically. A softness hidden inside strength. A calmness mixed with hidden storms. A maturity shaped by experiences you rarely speak about openly. And your soulmate feels all of it. Sometimes they even wonder if you realize how much power your energy carries now. Because the truth is, you are no longer invisible the way you once felt. People notice you. Not everyone understands why. But they feel something. Your soulmate feels it strongest of all. And recently, they said something about you that shocked even the people closest to them. They said, when they walk into a room, it feels like the noise disappears for a second. Imagine hearing someone describe you that way. Not because you demanded attention. Not because you forced yourself to stand out. But because your energy naturally shifts the atmosphere around you. That realization hit your soulmate harder than they expected. Because now they are beginning to understand this connection is not surface level anymore. It is emotional. Spiritual. Transformational. You are becoming part of their inner world. And here is the truth they have not fully admitted yet. They are afraid someone else will recognize your value before they find the courage to express how deeply they feel. Yes. There is jealousy hidden inside their silence sometimes. Not toxic jealousy. Fear. Fear that another soul might notice the same details they noticed. The same authenticity. The same quiet beauty hidden beneath your ordinary moments. Because once someone truly feels your energy, forgetting you becomes difficult. Your soulmate knows this now. That is why they keep replaying memories involving you even when they try focusing elsewhere. Your laugh appears suddenly in their thoughts. The image of you fixing your sleeves. The way you carry yourself when walking away. The strange calmness you create without effort. Tiny moments. Yet unforgettable ones. And tonight, they are beginning to realize something even deeper. You unintentionally awakened emotions inside them they thought had disappeared forever. Hope. Softness. The desire to build something meaningful instead of temporary. That is why this connection feels larger than attraction now. It feels like destiny slowly revealing itself through ordinary moments. Before you leave this message, hear this carefully. The way you present yourself to the world tells a story long before you speak. And your soulmate has been reading that story silently, piece by piece, until they finally understood what their heart was trying to tell them. You are not just someone they noticed. You are someone they feel drawn toward on a soul level. And the next phase of this story becomes even more unexpected. Because very soon, your soulmate may stop hiding these feelings completely. The silence around this connection cannot last forever. Something is shifting already. And when the truth finally reaches you directly, you will understand why every small detail mattered from the very beginning. Something changed recently, and your soulmate is trying to act normal about it, but internally, they are losing the ability to pretend your presence does not affect them anymore. Because now it is no longer just admiration. It is emotional attachment mixed with anticipation. And that combination is powerful. They have started imagining conversations with you that have never happened yet. Imagining what your future routines would look like. Wondering what kind of mornings you prefer. Wondering if the version of you they sense so deeply is the same version hidden behind your quiet moments. You see, your soulmate has reached a dangerous stage of connection. The stage where curiosity becomes emotional investment. And all of this started from the smallest observations. The way you carry yourself. The way your energy shifts through different environments. The way your appearance somehow reflects your inner evolution without you even trying. Your soulmate once overheard someone describing another person as perfect. But strangely, they felt nothing hearing it. Because perfection no longer interests them. Realness does. Depth does. The kind of energy that feels alive does. And every road inside their heart keeps leading back to you. Stay here a little longer, because this next revelation matters deeply. There was a moment when your soulmate almost reached out to you impulsively. Not because they had the perfect words prepared, but because holding everything inside was becoming exhausting. They typed messages in their mind. Replayed possible conversations. Wondered how you would react if you truly knew how intensely they notice you. But then fear interrupted them again. Not fear of rejection alone. Fear of being understood too deeply. Because they sense something unusual in this connection now. Something that mirrors parts of themselves they normally hide from the world. And that kind of connection changes people. Your soulmate secretly feels that you see through appearances the same way they do. That even if nobody else notices their hidden emotions, somehow you would. That possibility excites them and terrifies them equally. And here is something they have never admitted openly. Sometimes they intentionally revisit places where they think they might see you again. Not because they are obsessed. Because your energy became comforting to them. Imagine affecting someone that deeply without even realizing it. There are nights when your soulmate remembers a specific detail about you so vividly that it interrupts their concentration completely. The color you wore one day. The expression on your face when you thought nobody was paying attention. The way your confidence briefly disappeared before returning stronger seconds later. They remember these things because your energy feels human to them. Not artificial. Not performed. Human. And in a world full of masks, that became unforgettable. But the most shocking truth arrived recently. Your soulmate finally admitted to themselves that the reason they notice your appearance so deeply is because they are searching for emotional clues inside it. They are trying to understand your heart before you ever fully reveal it. That realization changed everything. Because now every interaction with you feels emotionally charged beneath the surface. Even silence feels meaningful between you. Even distance feels temporary somehow. And your soulmate cannot explain why. What if some connections begin spiritually before they begin physically? What if souls recognize emotional familiarity long before logic catches up? That is exactly what they are struggling with now. A feeling they cannot fully explain, yet cannot walk away from either. And listen carefully to this next part, because it carries the energy of your future. Your soulmate no longer sees you as someone passing temporarily through their life. They see potential permanence in you now. Stability. Emotional safety. A future that feels calm instead of chaotic. That thought alone has transformed the way they look at you completely. You are becoming more than attraction in their eyes. You are becoming possibility. And possibility is dangerous when it reaches the heart. Because once someone imagines a future with you, your absence suddenly feels heavier than before. That is why your soulmate has become more emotionally aware of your presence lately. More observant. More affected by your energy shifts. They notice when you seem tired. They notice when your confidence drops slightly. They notice when your light returns again. Even when you think nobody sees it. Someone does. And the deeper this connection grows, the more your soulmate realizes something extraordinary. You inspired softness in them again. The kind they buried after disappointment. The kind they stopped showing the world. Yet somehow your existence alone began unlocking it slowly. Before this part ends, hear this clearly. Never underestimate the power of authentic energy. The world teaches people to chase attention, but souls remember sincerity. That is why your soulmate cannot forget you. Your energy reached deeper than appearances ever could. And soon, the emotional distance between you may begin collapsing faster than expected. Because hidden feelings do not stay hidden forever. At some point, silence becomes too full to maintain. If this message touched your spirit in some unexplainable way, leave a comment below saying, "Energy never lies." Someone reading these words tonight may realize they are not invisible after all. And subscribe if you feel this story found you for a reason, because the next revelation uncovers what your soulmate is planning to do the next time they see you.